Hello everyone, welcome to the Sketchbook Club. Today I would like to talk to you about still life drawing. I want you to begin today by just grabbing random stuff in your house. I've got a bottle, a can of soup, a few spoons, a couple of eggs. And you can see in my beginning here, I'm just arranging everything. I'm putting it on white paper. If you've got white paper available, that might help. The white paper will help pick up all the shadows. You can see the shadows around the objects as I'm playing around with the arrangement. That's really your first step, is just kind of arranging things. If you don't like the idea of drawing a spoon or an egg and things like that, grab your shoes, grab a washcloth or towels and wad them up. You could crumple a piece of paper. You can draw anything. If you don't like what you're drawing, go find something else. We have an unlimited supply in our world, right? But play around with the arrangement of things. What you'll see in this next shot is basically the perspective at which I'm going to be looking at most of it. The video won't be from this perspective, but this is what I'll be looking at. And then I begin by getting the overview. You always want to study what you're drawing. Look at the edges, look at the lines, the shapes, and look at how they interact with each other. It really becomes an exercise in studying light and how light reflects off of different objects and how different objects look in relationship to one another. So begin really lightly and get in a sketch of it first. Focus on the shapes. If you're drawing an egg, focus on a circle. If you're drawing a can, focus on a cylinder. And that helps get the proportions of things and kind of the overview of everything first. Once you've done that and you start getting more comfortable with your outline of everything, you can then go in and start adding more details and values and so on. And it depends on how far you want to push it. But you could, even get into the label of the can and little cracks on the silverware, whatever it is that you're drawing. But once I've got the overview of everything, then I always go in and I add in value. If you're struggling at any point to interpret something, I always suggest to everybody to close an eye. That will flatten the plane. It takes a three-dimensional space and it will make it two-dimensional and easier to interpret. So this is what I want you to do this week, if you can. The most important thing is to always begin by looking at what you're drawing. You're doing an observational drawing, so it's got to be something you observe. Number two, always begin lightly and get the overview first. Get the shapes, the edges, and the different parts that interact with each other. Once you've done that, you can kind of close an eye anytime you have difficulty seeing something. And then you can go in and add value details and the dark areas, the light areas, and so on. And probably the most important thing is to, have fun. If you are not having fun with what you're drawing, time to find something else. Enjoy.